What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Goblin. Today I'm coming in with the 5th day, the finale of my rehab series. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Don't forget to drop a like if you guys enjoy and subscribe if you haven't already. And also check out Grindel in the description below for designing this thumbnail. And, before I get any further into this video, I'd like to give you guys a huge thanks for the support on the series. It seems like, this series was really popular with you guys. I got a lot of great feedback on this. So, let me know if you guys want to see more, multiple part stories, because I have many of them, and it seems like, they always tend to do really well, so I'm probably going to be putting out more of those that are a little longer than my typical one video stories, because they took place over the span of days. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like, and let's dive into it. So the final day of rehab, day 5. Now, woke up this morning, and honestly, this day was pretty normal too for the first half at least. Not much happened. I was in a really good mood pretty much all day because I knew I was getting discharged. They told me that morning, today's my final day. Johnny Jesus walking through the halls, praising the God. Chad, my roommate, cooling it with me, playing some cards. We had Jamal, arguing with Johnny. And, I kind of had a rude awakening, but it wasn't too bad. We woke up at 5 a.m. to Jamal and Johnny just yelling at each other, just arguing with each other. And, it was kind of a normal thing. It was pretty much the standard, so it wasn't anything too unusual for me, so I thought nothing of it. I just woke up a little early, which wasn't very fun, but, whatever. I didn't care. It was my last day. I was fucking happy. I didn't care. So, first half of the day, went by pretty normally. I'm not really going to dive into that, because it was a pretty boring day. I just kind of be running through everything I've already ran through in previous videos. And then, it started to get a little later in the day, and I was getting pretty excited to leave. And, they finally ended up letting me off unit, which is something where, unit is where you're not allowed to leave the area. You have to stay in your room. You're not allowed to go to the cafeteria for lunch. You can't go to gym because they have a gym there. You have to stay in your room for gym and just do nothing. They finally let me off unit, and it was my last day, so, God fucking forbid they let me off any earlier, just my luck. And I got to go to gym, and, we went outside for gym, and it was really nice out. It was the first time I've been outside in 5 days, and oh my God, it felt incredible. I'd been locked up inside this fucking pen for 5 days, and it was just painful. I had to look at, outside and look at the sun and envy it, and I finally got to go outside, and it felt fucking great. So, I played some basketball. I'm trash at basketball. Ball is not life for me. I don't even think I made a single shot, quite honestly. It was fun, but I just sucked dick at it. But it was fun because, I hadn't done anything in 5 fucking days. It was the most fun I'd had there. So, played some basketball, went outside for gym, went to the cafeteria, and things got pretty frisky in the cafeteria, let's say that. It was Johnny Jesus, me, and Jamal at one table, and that's just a horrible combination of people to have at a lunch table together. And my roommate Chad was at the table. It was the 4 of us, and at the other table were a couple other dudes who were pretty cool, and we were all just sitting together talking, and, Jamal and Johnny at the same table Jamal and Johnny in the same vicinity in general is a bad idea, but Jamal and Johnny at the same dinner table is even worse. It was bad because you got Johnny over here talking about, Jesus, fuck Satan, love Jesus, all that shit. And then you got Jamal over here talking about blowing dope, doing drugs, fucking bitches. Johnny doesn't fuck with that shit. He pledged to abstinence. The only thing he's fucking is the Bible. But, Jamal ain't fucking with that. So Jamal calls him an op. Johnny gets real upset. Johnny's not okay with that. Johnny's an angel in his eyes. How dare anyone disrespect him? So they got in a fight, and, not a literal, fist fight, clocking each other, because Johnny would never. That's a sin. But, Johnny just clenched his fist, started breathing real heavy, face got red, and it escalated pretty quickly, and Jamal was just laughing his ass off. Jamal was like, this man crazy as shit. So they made us leave dinner early again. So, they did that the day before, and then they did it to us again this day, so it was fuck. So, we left dinner, and we went back to our unit, and, it was me and Chad sitting in the room playing cards, pretty normal, and I was really excited to get discharged. I was really looking forward to it. So, time came and I was about to get discharged. I ended up getting discharged around 9:30 this night, but I was supposed to leave at 8. So, it was around 8 o'clock, and from 7:30 to 8:30, there's visitation. And if you don't have any visitors, then you just sit in a room with all the other guys or all the other people of your gender and just play cards or watch TV or do whatever. They have a TV in there, and no one's allowed to change the channel except for employees. So you had to watch fucking TLC, dude. You had to watch some stupid shit, the show where they don't kiss until they're married and they're both virgins. It was that show. I don't know what it's called, but it was fucking stupid. It was funny as hell. I could never imagine doing that. But anyways, so we're watching that show, and, you know, visiting's going on, and visiting is coming to a close, and they send us all back to our rooms, right? So I'm really excited. My stuff's already packed, and I'm ready to go. All of a sudden, you hear the most ungodly screaming I've ever heard. And this girl, the girl who was screaming, was brand new. It was her second day, I think. And I didn't really know her very well. She wasn't in any of my groups, but she was like 2 rooms down from me, to the left. And you hear the most ungodly screaming of all time. I'm talking here. She was laying on her bed. She's like, "Get off me! Get the fuck off me!" And like just flipping shit. She was like, "I'll fucking kill you! Get out of my room!" So I'm like, "Oh shit! This bitch tweaking! Just shut up! Let me go home, you stupid bitch!" And of course, she wasn't having it. She's, flipping shit. She's screaming at, presumably her parents, because it was visitation time, and like the parents are allowed to go in the rooms and talk to their kids. So presumably her parents, and I guess, I kind of implied she didn't really get along very well with them, if you couldn't tell by that. And they put the unit on code yellow. And what a code yellow is when someone is like agitated and acting up, not getting physical yet, but just agitated and acting up. They put it on a code yellow, so everyone has to stay in their rooms. They lock down the unit and they booty juice them. Now, booty juice. This is an interesting topic. Booty juice is literally where they put a syringe of some liquid. I never got booty juice. I don't really know what it is. I just know that it is real. It does exist. When people say booty juice, it's a real thing. They're not kidding. So, even the employees call it booty juicing. Like, that's what it is. It's fucking booty juicing. And it's basically, it sedates you. It calms you down. So whenever someone's flipping out, they just pull their pants down, just right in the ass. Just put a needle right in their ass and put him to sleep. So this bitch flipping out, and I don't know if this hoe was swole as shit or what, but it took like 10 employees, 10 big employees too, not like little employees, 10 big dudes, all in this girl's room swarming. And I was kind of leaning out my door trying to get a look, but the employees are trying to block my view, but I still got to see a little bit. The parents walked out crying. You just hear her screaming the whole time. And at this point, it's not even like her audibly yelling words. She's just screaming. Like she's just, it sounds like, a girl's a virgin and you just go right in the ass. Like if you're fucking a girl who's a virgin and you don't even put it in her pussy, you just shove your dick right in her ass and no lube. Like this bitch was, oh, like it was like, what the fuck? Like that was the sound she was making. It was like, oh, like, and I was like, oh my god, like what is this whore doing? And they booty juiced her, and I know they booty juiced her because she calmed down. And you saw him walking in with the latex gloves on, putting them on as they're about to go in. I was like, oh, they finna booty juice the fuck out of this bitch. So they booty juice her, and she finally calms down. And it took them like an hour to fucking booty juice her. I don't know why it took him so long. This girl's a trooper, let me tell you. She must be swole as fuck or something. And my mom was like waiting out there to get me, and like the whole time, I ended up leaving like an hour and a half later than I was supposed to, because this stupid girl just had to, get the booty juice and flip out. And I finally got to go home, and it felt so good to finally leave. I went out in the lobby, saw my mom, had my bag, finally got to go outside and ride in a car. It felt very weird to be in a vehicle. And I got home and, played with my dog, walked my dog, and now I'm here. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to hear more, multiple part stories in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow Grindle on Twitter for making this thumbnail for me. Really do appreciate it. And drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.